Hey everybody, thanks for checking out this video. And we have an international call today. We are talking to Ben Hogan. He is a prosthetist from Mary Free Bed Orthotics and Prosthetics. He's currently working in Saginaw. And actually, right now, he is calling, if you can believe it, he is calling from Sweden. So, Ben, tell me where you are and what is going on, and what are you, a prosthetist from Michigan, doing over in Sweden?
So I am representing the bike leg. It's my project to develop a potential functional prosthesis out of a bicycle frame. So I was accepted to do a poster presentation here, and it's been very, very, very enlightening in regards to developing nations and whether or not they would use this technology and what would be the best way to move forward.
And so this has been something that's been like kind of a passion project of yours. It's been in the background for you. And then you kind of took on your own, you know, own time to do this, to build this together and put this together for people. You've had a couple volunteers who've tried it out, and now you've been accepted to have it out here in Sweden. So what's this been like for you to get that feedback from people working in the prosthetics world, to see this device and how it can help people around the world who don't have access to prosthetics?
So yep. So I'd put it into two camps. Um, there are those in the field who are similar to myself, prosthetist orthotists here in the States or in other developed nations that have a curiosity but don't necessarily know I guess, the dynamics of outreach work. And then there are those who are already engaged in outreach work and have been for years now. Um, the group that is like myself and came from a developed nation with an established care system already in place are extremely interested not only by the cosmetics of the bike leg, but also just the goal of it.
Hmm.
Those that already are doing the work in these other nations, there are some that have been very welcome to the idea because they see kind of resource limitations that already exist in these countries and how traditional methods are failing to keep up with the demand. Then there are others from that group who are doing the work who think that future studies need to be done on the bike leg in order to get the safety factor established before applying it.
Hmm.
But in either case, I've been so fortunate and happy to dialogue with all of them because that's what I came here for. Also, to gain the on the ground knowledge of what it means to do outreach work appropriately.
Yeah, that is so great. What has been some of like the reactions, the people that have seen it and asked about it and maybe have checked out the video? Like, what has been some of the like the actual in-person reactions when they see it in person and grab onto the leg?
I mean, it's an attractive product from the standpoint that here in prosthetics, in the field of prosthetics, everyone's an innovator, and this
Yeah.
is a very innovative take on a traditional design. So
Mm,
I've handed out numerous cards. I've gotten so much feedback on it in a positive light. The average reaction is just a jaw on the floor, like
mm,
smile. Um, just yeah, as I said, because the intention is to address what everyone knows to be a chronic, large scale issue that
mm,
nobody seems to have a grasp on how to move that needle. There are
mhm.
so many aid organizations all over the world working tirelessly to do that, but um, perhaps one of the main limitations in a lot of areas of the world, which I'm finding out where I could potentially direct this in the best way. They
Mhm.
don't have access to the raw products that we just take for granted in developed nations.
And so, what are going to be some of your takeaways? What are you going to then bring from Sweden? You brought this project and you brought your work at Mary Free Bed out to Sweden to kind of talk about this. What are you going to be bringing back to your bike leg project, but also maybe to you as an individual and how you work with patients across Michigan?
Um, so I'll bring back, like I said earlier, the areas of the world that I'd like to focus
Mm-hmm.
directing my attention towards that are the most in need and have the least amount of resources available to them currently and aren't likely to have that changed in the future. I will also have a better representation and appreciation for those already doing the work
Mm-hmm.
and have been doing the work for years and years and years. And now I have their contact information to work potentially in coordination with them moving forward and what they do.
Mm-hmm.
I will also have knowledge of higher technologies and that kind of thing too. I mean, that's a
Mm-hmm.
side note, but these conferences really highlight what's happening in the world before oftentimes people in my profession get access to see
Okay.
on the other end.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that too. And just also the interest. I'll take back the fact that there's a pretty large interest
Mm-hmm.
from my field and a pretty large frustration with the way things are in developing nations and what's currently being done and the fact that it's not being kept up with. So
Yeah.
I am bolstered to keep progressing this and to do it in the right way.
Ben, as we wrap up here, we've been talking to Ben Hogan, a prosthetist at Mary Freebed Orthotics and Prosthetics. He's been over at the ISPO and the Global Symposium in Sweden, sharing about his project. So, Ben, if people want more information about this bike leg and the work you've been doing, where can they find that?
Projectbikeleg.com.
Awesome, excellent, Ben. Thank you so much for chatting with us, and have safe travels back. We appreciate you and everybody watching this. Thank you so much for watching, and stay well.
Thanks, Chris.